Two California firefighters are being hailed as heroes this morning for their incredible efforts at 30,000 feet to save a guy's life. They were flying to FEMA training in Texas when a passenger on the airplane apparently was having a heart attack. Here to tell us what happened next are those two heroes, Alex Van and Donovan George. They're both with the Orange County Fire Authority. Also with them are their trained rescue dogs, Ollie and Winnie. Guys and dogs, good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
Doing okay. So, Alex, I understand you had been to the restroom and you were returning to your seat. There was a commotion, and what happened?
As soon as I walked into the bathroom, I could hear something going on outside the door, and then the pilot was made an announcement, go ahead and return to your seats. And so I opened the door, and about 3 feet in front of me, there was a gentleman standing, and I could tell he was in distress. He looked extremely pale. I approached him, asked him, can you hear me? Are you okay? And when I touched him, I noticed that he was extremely cool, and he was sweating profusely.
Right.
And then he just collapsed in my arms.
He just went down right there. And then
right in my arms.
Right, exactly. And then you're realizing this guy is in great distress. You asked the air team for the advanced medical kit from the crew. What is that?
On all the aircraft, they have oxygen. They have a AED, which is an automatic external defibrillator,
right.
And they also have a medical kit that's in with the captain.
Okay. Now,
as well, they have a special kit that's in there for doctors, paramedics, and nurses.
Okay, so Alex, that's what you were doing. Donovan, you were in another part of the plane, and you were with the dogs at the time. What did you do?
I looked down the aisle and I noticed that Alex was down at the other end of the plane with an elderly gentleman on the floor. The flight attendant had made a call for anyone that was a doctor or paramedic or physician to go ahead and press the flight attendant button, and I heard about 10 of those go off. And at that time, I put the dogs in a downstay so they could stay at their location, and I went to the back to see what was going on with the gentleman and Alex.
So you just told the dogs stay? You gave them the stay command, and they did it?
Yeah. Yeah, these are highly trained canines, and they stayed the whole time. I remember looking up a time or two from the end of the aisle, and they were down there, curious what we were doing, but they were definitely not breaking from that stay command.
Well, that's awesome. Okay, so Alex, you were able to give the guy an IV, and you had the defibrillator there. Then what happened?
Actually, when he collapsed in my arms, I laid him onto the floor and immediately started CPR because I noticed that when I did a pulse check, he didn't have a pulse, didn't mean he wasn't breathing. So I immediately started CPR, and then that's when Donovan came back. After I got a pulse back, we still hooked him up to the external defibrillator, and then that's when Donovan came back, and Donovan was the one that actually started the IV.
I gotcha. Donovan, how is the guy today? Do we know?
The great part about the end of that call, because it was a call that was 30,000 feet up in the air.
It was
we got the patient back he had a stable vital signs throughout, his blood pressure, his respiratory rate, his pulse count. He was alert and orient ×4, and he was talking just like you and I are talking right now. We were able to get some information so he can call his wife when he was on the way to the hospital, but I haven't got any follow-up as far as how he's doing now. I just know that when he left our care, he was in a lot better condition than when I found him first.
Well, you guys were in the right place at the right time. Additionally, you say that the crew was unbelievable. They helped you out. And when you asked the captain, can you please land this plane? He did just that.
He did. It was remarkable. And kudos to the United crew from Matt and Julie. They were phenomenal. Right. They knew where the equipment was. They helped us. The captain, I just had to tell him I declared an emergency. We need to land, and he said, "Well, done."
Done indeed. Donovan and Alex, we got a surprise for you right now. We spoke to the Orange County Fire Authority last night, and we're happy to announce for the first time on Fox and Friends that you two are going to be honored with the Life-Saving Award at the Best and the Bravest ceremony back home for you a little later on this year. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for being in the right place at the right time.